Welcome to the podcast, True Higher Self. Today we're going to continue our conversation on Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. We're going to talk about chapter 2 today, which is sleep. Sleep. Sleep is the life that occupies 1/3 of our stay here on earth and is a natural door into the subconscious. So if it is with sleep that we are now concerned, the conscious 2/3 of our life on earth is measured by the degree of attention we give to sleep. Our understanding and delight in what sleep has to bestow will cause us, night after night, to set out for it, as though it were keeping an appointment with a lover. As we get into this chapter, I will tell you this is one of my favorite. I've already told you how much I admire and follow Neville Goddard. And this book, Feeling is the Secret, is the one book that I would tell anyone to read when they're trying to learn and understand who Neville was. But this chapter, when it talks about sleep, the first time I heard it and the first time I read it, I immediately was simply overtaken. I was mesmerized with the language and the alliteration and the connectivity to scripture and his ease and ability to be able to explain this in such detail. It made going to sleep less of an activity and more of an engagement. Like he said, you feel like you're keeping an appointment with a lover. And as we get into this, you'll see exactly what I mean. Quote, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and he sealeth their instruction. This is Job 33. It is in sleep and in prayer, a state akin to sleep, that man enters the subconscious to make his impressions and to receive his instructions. In these states, the conscious and the subconscious are creatively joined. The male and the female become one flesh. Sleep is the time when the male or the conscious mind turns from the world of sense to seek its lover or the subconscious self. The subconscious, unlike the woman of the world who marries her husband to change him, has no desire to change the conscious, the waking state, but loves it as it is and faithfully reproduces its likeness into the outer world of form. The conditions and events of your life are your children formed from the molds of your subconscious impressions in sleep. They are made in the image and likeness of your innermost feeling, that they may reveal you to yourself. As in heaven, so on earth. As in the subconscious, so on earth. Whatever you have in consciousness as you go to sleep is the measure of your expression in the waking 2/3 on earth. Nothing stops you from realizing your objective, save your failure to feel that you are already in possession of that which you wish to be. You are already that which you wish to be, or that you are already in possession of that thing that you seek. Your subconscious gives you form. It gives form to your desires only when you feel your wish fulfilled. The unconsciousness of sleep is the normal state of the subconscious. The unconsciousness of sleep is the normal state of the subconscious. Because all things come from within yourself, and your conception of yourself determines that which comes. You should always feel that wish fulfilled before you drop off to sleep. This is Neville's core message. Always feel your wish fulfilled before you drop off into sleep. You never draw out of the deep of yourself that which you want. You always draw that which you are. And you are that which you feel yourself to be, as well as that which you feel as true of others. To be realized, then, the wish must be resolved into the feeling of being or having or even witnessing the state sought. This is accomplished by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The feeling which comes in response to the question, how would I feel were my wish realized, is the feeling which should monopolize and immobilize your attention as you relax into sleep. You must be in the consciousness of being or having that which you want to be or to have before you drop off to sleep. It was the great teacher who taught us that whatsoever things ye desire, believe now that you have received them, and you shall have them. That's Neville's way of saying the wish fulfilled. What would it feel like if you had that thing that you desire? If you were that person you really want to be? If you lived in the home that you desire, what would it feel like? Once asleep, man has no freedom of choice. His entire slumber is dominated by his last waking concept of self. It follows, therefore, that he should always assume the feeling of accomplishment and the feeling of satisfaction before he retires in sleep. Come before me with singing and thanksgiving, and enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Your mood prior to sleep, it defines your state of consciousness as you enter into the presence of your everlasting lover, the subconscious. She sees you as you are, exactly as you feel yourself to be. And if you, as you prepare for sleep, you assume and you maintain the consciousness of success by feeling, I am successful, then you must be successful. Whatsoever thing ye desire, believe now that you receive them, and you shall have them. Lie flat on your back with your head on a level with your body. Feel as you would were you in possession of your wish, and quietly relax into the unconscious. He that keepeth Israel shall never slumber nor sleep. Nevertheless, he giveth his beloved sleep. The subconscious never sleeps. Sleep is the door through which consciousness waking mind passes to the creativity joined to the subconscious. It is the door from one to the other. Sleep conceals the creative act while the objective world reveals it. In sleep, man impresses the subconscious with his conception of himself. with more beautiful descriptions of this romance of the conscious and the subconscious could there be than told in the Song of Solomon, where it says, "By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him and I not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the chamber of her that conceived me." Preparing to sleep, you feel yourself into the state of the unanswered wish, and then you relax into unconsciousness. Your realized wish is he whom you seek. By night on your bed, you seek the feeling of the wish fulfilled, that you may take it with you into the chamber of her that conceived you, into sleep, or the subconscious which gave you form, that this wish also may be given expression. This is the way to discover and conduct your wishes into the subconscious. You must feel yourself in the state of this realized wish and quietly drop off to sleep. Night after night, you should assume the feeling of being, of having, and even witnessing that which you seek to be, that which you seek to possess, and that which you seek to see manifested. Never go to sleep feeling discouraged or feeling dissatisfied. Never sleep in the consciousness of failure. Your subconsciousness, whose natural state is sleep, sees you as you believe yourself to be. And whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, the subconscious will faithfully embody your belief. As you so do, you impress her. As you feel, so do you impress her. As you feel, so do you impress her. And she takes the perfect lover, gives form to those impressions, and outpictures them as the children of her beloved. Thou art all fair, my love. There's no spot in thee, is the attitude of mind to adopt before dropping off to sleep. Disregard appearances and feel that things are as you wish them to be. For he calleth things that are not seen as though they were, and the unseen becomes seen. To assume the feeling of satisfaction is to call conditions into being which will mirror satisfaction. Signs follow, they do not proceed. Proof that you are will follow the consciousness that you are. It will not precede it. You are an eternal dreamer. You are dreaming non-eternal dreams. Your dreams take form as you assume the feeling of their reality. Do not limit yourself to the past. Knowing that nothing is impossible to consciousness, begin now to imagine states beyond the experiences of the past. Whatever the mind of man can imagine, man can realize it. All objective states were first subjective states. In other words, all visible states were first invisible states, and you called them into visible by assuming the feeling of their reality. The creative process is first imagining and then believing the state imagined. Always imagine and expect the best. Always, always imagine, and yes, expect the best. Always imagine and expect the best. The world cannot change until you change your conception of it. As within, so without. Nations as well as people are only what you believe them to be, no matter what the problem is, no matter where it is, no matter whom it concerns. You have no one to change but yourself. And you have neither opponent nor helper in bringing about the change within yourself. You have nothing to do but convince yourself of the truth of that which you desire to see manifested. As soon as you succeed in convincing yourself of the reality of the state sought, results follow to confirm your fixed belief. You never suggest to another the state which you desire to see him or her express. Instead, you conceive and convince yourself that he or she is already that which you desire them to be. Realization of your wish is accomplished by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You cannot fail. You cannot fail unless you fail to convince yourself of the reality of your wish. A change of belief is confirmed by a change of expression. Every night as you drop off to sleep, feel satisfied and spotless, for your subjective lover always forms the objective world in the image and the likeness of your conception of it. The conception defined by your feeling. The waking 2/3 of your life on earth ever corroborates or bears witness to your subconscious impressions. The actions and the events of the day are effects. They are not causes. They are not causes. Free will is only freedom of choice. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. Is your freedom to choose the kind of mood you assume, but the expression of the mood is the secret of the subconscious. The subconscious receives impressions only through the feelings of man, and in a way known only to itself, gives these impressions form and expression. The actions of man are determined by the subconscious impressions. His illusion of free will, his belief in freedom of action, is but ignorance of the causes which make him act. He thinks himself free because he has forgotten the link between himself and the event. Man awake is under compulsion to express his subconscious impressions. If in the past he unwisely impressed himself, then let him begin to change his thoughts and let him begin to change his feelings, for only as he does so will he change his world. Do not waste one moment in regret, for to think feelingly of the mistakes of the past is to reenact yourself. Let the dead bury the dead. Turn from appearances and assume the feeling that would be yours were you already the one you wish to be. Feeling a state produces that state. Feeling a state produces that state. The part you play on the world stage is determined by your conception of yourself. By feeling your wish fulfilled and quietly relaxing into sleep, you cast yourself in a star role to be played on earth tomorrow. And while asleep, you are rehearsed and instructed in your part. The acceptance of the end automatically wills the means of realization. Now, make no mistake, if you prepare for sleep, you do not consciously feel yourself into the state of the answer, which then you will take with you into the chamber of her who conceive you, the sum total of the reactions and the feelings of the waking day. And while asleep, you will be instructed in the manner in which they will be expressed tomorrow. You will rise believing that you are a free agent, not realizing that every action and every event of the day is predetermined by your concept of self. And as you fell asleep, your only freedom then is your freedom of reaction. You are free to choose how you feel and react to the day's drama. But the drama, the actions, events, and the circumstances of the day have already been determined. Unless you consciously and purposely define the attitude of mind which you go to sleep, you unconsciously go to sleep in the composite attitude of mind made up of all feelings and of all reactions of the day. Every reaction makes a subconscious impression. Every reaction makes a subconscious impression, and unless counteracted by an opposite and more dominant feeling, is the cause of future action. Ideas enveloped in feeling are creative actions. Use your divine right wisely. Through your ability to think and feel, you have the dominion over all creation. While you are awake, you are a gardener selecting seed for your garden, but except the corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. Your conception of yourself as you fall asleep is the seed you drop into the ground of the subconscious. Your conception of yourself as you fall asleep is the seed. You drop it into the ground of the subconscious. Dropping off to sleep feeling satisfied and happy compels conditions and events to appear in your world which confirm these attitudes of mind. Sleep is the door into heaven. Sleep is the door. What you take in as a feeling, you bring out as a condition. What you take in as a feeling, you bring out as a condition, as an action or an object in this space. So, sleep is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. As in consciousness, so on earth. This is one of my favorite chapters and by far my favorite book by Neville Goddard, and as you can see why, the explanation and the relativity and the ease in which he explains this phenomena of sleep. It gives us power. It gives us knowledge. It empowers us to know. It empowers us even to action that every night we have a choice. We are creating our tomorrows every night. And we have the ability to create the days that we want and the things that we want and the reality that we desire. And it encourages us to use our sleep wisely. Use our sleep wisely. Go into her wisely, because she will reproduce. She will create that feeling. Whatever it is that we bring to her in feeling, she will reproduce likewise into the earth.
I hope you guys have really enjoyed this
today. Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard.